Welcome to Brave Healer Productions. It's time to experience what's possible. So, what if there's something you haven't learned yet that could change everything? Welcome, everyone. I'm Laura DeFranco, the CEO of Brave Healer Productions, where we are helping the world experience what's possible. And here today to help me with that mission is Mr. Scott Holmes. Welcome, Scott.
Thank you very much.
So, why is Scott here with me today? Well, he is leading one of our expert collaborative book projects. This one is called From Burnout to Burning Bright: Prevention, Healing, and Recovery. And you guys, Scott came to me and he's like, man, we got to do a burnout book. And I'm like, yeah, we got to do a burnout book. Right. And so I want to tell you a little bit about Scott, and then we're going to get into this today and really talk to you about this topic. So, Scott Holmes is a quantum healing practitioner, transformational coach, and Amazon best-selling author whose work bridges science, spirit, and the human heart. A Reiki master teacher, polarity therapist, Rise teacher, theta healer, universal white time healing practitioner, and certified Find Your Voice coach. Scott blends a decade of study with the hard-earned wisdom of lived experience. And boy, do I know that from knowing you now, Scott, for a minute or two, right? Tell us a little bit about the why behind the man and this topic.
Burnout. I think we've all been there at some point in our lives. You've expressed that many times and told it as well as I have, of those points in your life where you're so overwhelmed that you feel like you're drowning. You don't know which way is up. You're in survival mode. You're walking through this. Every day feels like a slug through mud, waist deep, and you just can't find your way out of it. And it was a number of clients who came to me and said, I just don't know which way to go. I don't have an answer. I don't know how to change things because they can't see anything more than what's in front of them and everything they're going through. And it just struck me that I've been there, done that. I have the t-shirt, and I know a lot of people who help clients get there, get out of that slug, get into patterns of recovery where they can really feel more like themselves again, find themselves again, actually smile. I don't know if you've ever been in those places where in your point in life where you forgot the last time that you smiled. It's that heavy. And so what I'm trying to do is get people to understand that they don't have to stay there, that there is a way out, that there are tools that you can use that are easily accessible. And that's why I took the lead author on this book, from burnout to burning bright, is to give people some hope, no matter where they are.
Yeah, I love that mission, Scott. And you've been in a place or two in your own life um, as a caretaker, multiple time caretaker, but also working while you were caretaking. And, burnout can become very real when there's absolutely no time left for self-care. And self-care becomes a joke sometimes when people really hit burnout. There is just no time left. It's like the time that you have left, you're getting horizontal, like up, right? Like it is time to lay on the floor and stare at the ceiling because that's all I have
That's
left to
all you have
do.
time for.
Right? I mean, yeah. So you guys, here's a little bit of my why behind expert collaborations. There are a lot of ways to talk about a topic, and there are a lot of healing stories in the world, and we need all of the unique voices. So our collaborative projects are inclusive and diverse on purpose. We want your unique story on this topic, but we also know that as an expert, you have something to teach. Master teachings, a lifetime's worth of wisdom. And as Scott said in his bio, lived experience. So we're going to ask you to step up in the second part of these chapters with one of your master teachings and help the reader, right? And so when we've got a toolkit like that, we really do have an ultimate kind of toolkit. And I love that your book is about prevention also, because if we're going to get the reader in a place where we could prevent it, oh my gosh, why wouldn't we? Right? And then of course, healing, and then all the way over to recovery if you are in a stage that Scott described and you just like, I don't know what the way out is here. So, what do you think the most important thing about burnout is that you want people to know today? If you're going to pick one important thing.
One thing that I found is that the small things, the smallest things in your life can give you that little bit of sanity while you're going through it, and also help you recognize where you are in that process. I was in overwhelm. I was taking care of my wife who was battling cancer. I was helping take care of my daughter who was multiply handicapped, trying to work full time and trying to maintain some sense of sanity. 5 minutes of quiet could make a difference in the day in how I approached life that day, how I could just deal with things rather than getting frustrated, rather than lashing out, rather than getting short-tempered in trying to take care of somebody. It allows you that breath, and it's about taking the time. 5 minutes. I know everybody says, "Oh, I never have the time." Well, 5 minutes can make all the difference in that recovery, in that understanding, in that coming forward with life with a little bit of compassion. We all have that. Sometimes it's blocked because there's too much going on.
So, you guys are getting a feel for Scott, and his role as a lead author in this project is to really gather this stellar group of experts together to speak on this topic as a collaboration, as a circle of wisdom. And this turns me on, y'all. But so, as a company, Brave Healer Productions is really changing the face of collaborative publishing. If you've had a bad experience with an anthology project, we're going to be the best experience you've ever had on the planet. And I have made it my mission to not only craft a community of authors for this particular book project, but also a much bigger Brave Healer family. And when you're in the family, you guys, I will pay forward my life's teachings. And I've taken a minute or two, maybe my entire life, dedicated to understanding the journey to the publishing journey. Yes, but the book is just the beginning. And I have run maybe 2.5 businesses now, and invested a lot of time, energy, effort, and dollars in coaching in so many realms. And I want you to know, when you come into a project like this, the investment that you're making is it's going to go so much further beyond the little ROI of becoming an Amazon best-selling author. You're going to get to check that off your list, because it's when the book starts that the good stuff happens. So, from my heart to your heart, in terms of being a prospective co-author, come join the family, because we're going to have a lot of fun with this book and all the things we're doing over here. Scott, to leave people with a message right now, today, maybe about the project, maybe about the topic, but the world is kind of a crazy place to live in right now. I actually think it's creating way more burnout now than it ever did before. Leave us with a message of encouragement today.
So the overwhelm that people are feeling right now, and because of political, because of national, because of war, because of all of those things, it's almost that heaviness that we bring. This community of authors is world class, and it's about bringing healing, about bringing that little bit of sunlight that you're able to see when the storm is raging. It's to be able to feel like you are supported. As an author, you are supported 5 ways to Sunday. If you are a prospective author and never written, you will have all of the tools from Brave Healer Productions, from myself, from fellow authors within the book. And I have myself written in the books and have become family with a number of people. I've been to India, I've been to Peru, I, I've been to Mexico, I have been to Greece simply because of the connections made. I have made friends worldwide because of the connections I've made through these books. The writing is probably 30 to 35% of this experience. The part of connection, the parts that you have of growing your business, just in knowing people that you would never have met and being a part of the family. And when she says there's 3,000 strong, there are. And the opportunities for connection, the opportunities for interviews, the opportunities for letting people know who and what you are, that's where all of this goes. So the initial outlay, while it might seem a little bit more than you want at the time, pales in comparison to what you get back.
Scott, thank you so much for what you do in the world and for being here today. Thank you for partnering with me for this beautiful project. As Scott said, the Brave Healer community is a generous, safe space for our listeners, but it's also a place to find opportunities to shout out who you are and what you do in the world in a much bigger way. So if today's topic, this project resonates from burnout to burning bright, and you think you have a perfect contribution to the book, please connect with me or Scott. Info is down below. You can reach out. And, we know you're ready to become a published author in one of our best-selling expert book collaborations. We can't wait to chat with you about helping you leave your legacy in the world. Lastly, today, everyone, remember your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. So it is time to be brave. See you next time, everyone.
Thank you.